Hello and welcome back to the Sports Way Podcast. I am your host, Bryson and Ryan. I am joined by my two good friends, Chase and Austin. How are y'all boys doing today? Because I know something very special, something very special happened yesterday.
We did it! Who said we couldn't do it?
That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about!
So obviously, we're going to get into it later on. San Antonio Spurs won the draft lottery, won the Victor Wemby sweepstakes. We will get into that right after I talk about the Stars, but is there anything y'all would like to start this podcast off with? Talking about, obviously, the greatest day of your life yesterday.
Shout out Ross Van Berkeley.
Yeah, Ross.
Shout out Ross.
All right.
Wait,
so
just.
okay. Well, you weren't talking. It was awkward.
I'd love to say something.
Okay, say it then.
I was very happy.
I know. If you haven't seen it already, we posted the reaction of both Chase and VB, and I guess myself. I was a little sad that the Spurs won because I'm a Spurs. I wasn't a hater, but I was whatever. Obviously, if you haven't seen that reaction, it's on the Instagram at Sportsway Podcast. Chase and VB's reaction is priceless. It's pretty funny. Let's just jump right into this thing so we can talk about this. Obviously, the Dallas Stars won on Saturday. No, it was Monday. Monday, they advanced to the Western Conference Finals. This was the same matchup from the bubble in 2020. Dallas versus Vegas. One thing I would like to say, Rope Hintz has been the undisputed and shocking hero of the postseason for the Stars. He has 19 points, which is first among players still in. Obviously, the only person he's behind is Connor McDavid, but McDavid got eliminated, and then he has 9 goals, which is first among players still in. He's behind Leon Draisaitl, who has 13. Don't know if he's going to catch him, but he has also 10 assists. So if the Stars can make it past Vegas and win the Stanley Cup final, no doubt Hintz will be the Conn Smythe Trophy winner, which, for those that don't know, is the MVP trophy of the postseason in the NHL. And then I told y'all last night, because we were talking about this with your dad, 109-point producer in the regular season, Jason Robertson, who has not scored in 8 straight games this postseason. If he can find the back of the net, I think the Dallas Stars can get past the Western Conference Finals with ease, and then I think they have a very, very good chance of making it to the Stanley Cup final. They could catch fire because the way Jake Ottinger is playing and this offense has just been not lackluster, but at times it's been very stalwart. So I think the way that Jake Ottinger is playing, very, very good. And then if Jason Robertson and Rope Hintz can start combining, help each other out with this offense, it will be deadly, and the Stars have a chance to make the final. The other side of the bracket, I'll just touch on this. The Florida Panthers eliminated the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't think we've said that. VB, kind of very sad. Florida continues to dominate the postseason. They beat the 1-seed Bruins, record-setting Boston win, the record-setting wins record in the regular season, Boston Bruins, and now they won 4-1 against the Leafs. But who's surprised? It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. This matchup should be very fun. Both offenses are lethal. Florida versus Carolina starts tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So now we can jump into this. The San Antonio Spurs have officially won the draft lottery as of last night. VB and Chase, the floor is y'all's.
Right. Obviously going into the draft lottery, I honestly didn't think we were going to get the first pick. I just kept saying the Pistons were going to get it.
No, you said the Rockets. You kept saying the Rockets.
I kept saying the Rockets because I don't like the Rockets at all. I don't really like the Rockets one bit. But I was just kind of trying to keep the juju off us. But I knew goal going in was to get a top 3 pick. I didn't want to get shafted like the Pistons and Rockets did. But we ended up getting a top 3 pick. And as soon as we jumped into the top 3, I was like, bam, that's all I needed. And then right after that, obviously, ended up getting the first overall pick. Saw that Hornets card come up for the number 2 pick. And it was honestly,
Bliss.
like, if it sounds bad, that was probably like a top 3 sports moment in the past like 5 years for me, maybe 10 years. Like, that's how rough things have been for sporting teams. Like seeing like a draft lottery where we are the worst team in the league, and then seeing our name
Not even
into some ping pong balls.
Were y'all tied for the worst record, or were the Pistons they had the worst record?
We were tied
Tied for second worst.
Y'all had 17 wins or 18 wins?
Swear.
22.
The Pistons were the worst, but anyway, I understand what you're saying. Yes, y'all are very bad, and that's why y'all won the draft lottery.
Yeah. Going the whole season, it's like you get so happy to see the Spurs lose. It's like, okay, great, we lost another one. This is good. This is good. And then you remember, well, it doesn't even matter if if we lose.
Turn on Heat Celtics now. Sorry to interrupt. I don't know what's going on. Hemi Butler. Anyway, continue, Shay. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So we were tied for the second worst record with the Rockets at 22-60. But going into that whole year, you just you have that thought in the back of your head that there's 3 teams who will have that 14% shot at the first pick. I totally wasn't even thinking about how poor the Pistons' history is. So I guess I was worrying too much about them, but then the Rockets, I don't know. I feel like we've had their number probably in the past 10 years overall. So I feel like they might have gotten a leg up on us. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Because you know why? The San Antonio Spurs will be drafting first overall. It does not matter. It does not matter. It is not who. It is just when. And that will be next month.
June 23rd.
For all the people out there that don't want to believe in anything, you might be at rock bottom. You might not believe in anything. Your parents might not love you. Your brothers may not. You may have no money. But sometimes you win the lottery. It could be money. It could be players. It could be anything. Just don't give up. Because look where we are right now. Look what's going on right now. Look what's happening. My life just changed. I was about to get kicked out of my house. But look at me now. Look at what's happening.
Oh my God.
Believe.
Hey, y'all all could be
can-
Pistons fans. Y'all could be Pistons fans with the worst record and end up at pick 5. VB's right.
Was it never not the Spurs?
It was always the Spurs, bro. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah. That is, yeah. This is the 3rd time y'all have won the lottery. In 87, y'all got David Robinson, Hall of Famer. 97, Tim Duncan, 10 years apart, Hall of Famer. And now in 2023, most likely, hopefully they don't mess this up. They haven't in the past. It's Victor Wembanyama.
Impossible.
And future Hall of Famer? Probably. If he can stay healthy, he will be 100% a Hall of Famer because he is honestly the best prospect since we've seen LeBron James come out of high school. Don't start talking to me about how LeBron was not. I'm a LeBron hater, and LeBron was the most hyped up, best prospect we've ever seen come out of high school. Wembanyama is up there, and it might be close when it's all said and done, but third time winning the lottery for the Spurs. 2023 is Victor Wembanyama. We can jump right into this mock draft now. Obviously, the lineup got set last night. Spurs picking 1, Hornets at 2, Blazers 3, Rockets 4, Pistons 5, which sucks for Pistons fans. Probably the biggest losers in the whole draft lottery. 6, Magic, 7, Pacers, 8, Wizards, 9, Jazz, and then 10, my Dallas Mavericks, who have yet. I saw something. They're the only team that has never moved up in the draft lottery. And as mediocre as we have been, they have been terrible at times. But they have. I think they're one of the only teams to never move up in the draft lottery. So to start off my mock draft, obviously the San Antonio Spurs will be selecting Victor Wembanyama. Very obvious. I don't think there's any question into doubt. San Antonio is going to need this offensive help the way their offense struggled last year. VB said it best. They tanked. They knew how to tank correctly because their team was so bad. I don't know how that makes any sense to me. Losing is losing. You don't like tanking correctly. There's no way to tank correctly. You just lose. But 2, there's going to be a little bit of a controversy here. I think the Hornets take Brandon Miller. I think the Hornets front office. I think the Hornets front office realizes they probably are going to need a forward to go with LaMelo, and Brandon Miller's an offense and defensive unit on the court. So I think This is a great pickup for the Hornets. The Blazers, Scoot Henderson, they probably will trade either Shaden Sharp or is it Anthony Simons? Or they possibly, this could be a place where the Blazers look to trade down, possibly. So Scoot Henderson most likely will be third, but if they do trade down, look for Scoot Henderson to go off the board, whoever trades. The Rockets, Amen Thompson. I know Asar Thompson's probably better at him than every category. Amen Thompson's just better at defense, and the Rockets lacked defense and discipline on the defensive side of the ball this year. That's why they were one of the worst. Pistons, Jarace Walker. Haven't really seen a lot of him this year. I looked at a mock draft, and so that's where I'm getting my top 5. 6, the Magic, Carson Wallace. 7, Asar Thompson with the Pacers. 8, Cam Whitmore with the Wizards. 9, Anthony Black with the Jazz. I think this is a really good pickup for them. They're going to need some guard help in Utah. And then 10, Dallas Mavericks take Taylor Hendricks. I said a couple episodes ago, I think I was actually by myself when I said this. Taylor Hendricks, probably no one expected that UCF to have. I don't think anybody expected Taylor Hendricks to pop out like he did, and he's a very, very good defensive player, and he will definitely help this Dallas Mavericks team that lack defense at times. So, VB, you can take it away with your mock draft.
Yeah, so I actually watched a little bit of college basketball this year. I'm a big college basketball guy. So, obviously, Spurs are going to take Wemby. It's a given. I really hope we're going to take Wemby. Second overall, I have Scoot Henderson. I think he kind of works as a combo guard, honestly. And I think I kind of like him as more of a Donovan Mitchell type build. I think he's 6'2", 6'3", shoots the ball extremely well, absolutely lights up the G League, can give LaMelo. I think he's the type of player to work really well off LaMelo, so I don't think the Hornets will be too scared to shy off him, even though he's another guard. I have the Blazers taking Brandon Miller. I think having a stretch wing that actually has defensive upside, and Brandon Miller, absolutely the best player in college basketball this year. I think putting him next to Dame, I feel like he's extremely polished already, and I feel like that's a perfect fit next to Dame. Rockets, I have Amen Thompson. I think he's the more polished of the two. The two twins, I feel like he has better defensive upside, even though Asar is more athletic. Cam Whitmore, who is a absolutely outstanding prospect out of Villanova. Watched him a little bit this year. Villanova didn't have a good team. They didn't make the tournament. But Cam Whitmore, amazing player. I know the Spurs, if we ended up falling out of the top 4, that was going to be one of our targets. Works well as a forward. I think 6'7", 6'8". Really good three-point shooter. Asar, extremely athletic. Obviously the brother of Amen Thompson. Fits well in the Magic. I mean, you can put him at the 2 or the 3. Athletic. Just an athletic player, obviously has humongous upside. And then you have here you have Jarace Walker. I don't know a lot about Jarace Walker's player profile. Obviously, he works as a guard mostly. I have him going to the Pacers. 8, I have Anthony Black. Was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick before this year out of college, the college side, until Brandon Miller had an amazing season. Obviously, Anthony Black did not have the best shooting splits at Arkansas, but has all the tools to be an absolutely outstanding NBA player. Didn't put the best stats to put on the board of Arkansas this year. Here I have Keontae George. I watched him a lot. Play for Baylor this season. He's an absolutely special player. He's a scorer, straight scorer. He reminds me a lot of Anthony. Excuse me, Anthony Simons of the Portland Trail Blazers. I feel like he can step in and just absolutely light the NBA up with scoring. And then to the Mavs, I have Grady Dick. Grady Dick, obviously, absolutely outstanding shooter. Shot, I believe, 43+% from the three-point land in his freshman year of college, and has shown flashes of playmaking ability, and is 6'8", which is surprising.
We don't need any more offense. We need defense. So if we draft Grady Dick, I'm gonna be mad.
You need anything. Your team sucks, dude.
We have Luka. BB, don't be talking.
Dude,
you tanked on purpose. BB, you gave the best. BB, never mind.
Bro,
Never mind.
if you take Luka off the Mavs, you will not beat us ever. You'll never beat us.
Okay, the biggest outlier is you take Luka off of the Mavericks. You take LeBron James. You take. Okay, well the Lakers are pretty good.
Oh, you're gonna go LeBron James. Name one more team where if you take. Name one team where if you take one of those people off them, they become like a 15-loss worst team.
Nuggets.
The Mavericks would win 10 games.
No,
Nuggets.
I
Nuggets.
know you did. Oh my
Nuggets.
gosh.
You take
Hell
Jokic
no.
off of the Nuggets?
No.
But
Get out of here.
Jamal Murray, you
No.
have the best supporting cast in the NBA. Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon.
Then
Jamal
why haven't
Murray
they made-
had a
then why haven't
famous Instagram live,
Then
bro.
then why? Okay,
Dude,
then
it's
why have they not made it?
Michael
Then why have they not made it past the conference finals? Why have they not made it past the conference
They're
finals?
The playoffs have nothing. The playoffs have nothing to do with the regular season. They're a great regular season team, but you get to the playoffs, they are not built for the playoffs like the Dallas Mavericks.
Hey, read me your roster. Read me your roster if you guys don't have Luka. Like,
Do I
who's your
include
one?
Kyrie Irving? Do I include Kyrie Irving or
No,
no?
Kyrie's leaving this offseason. You know
Tim
that
Hardaway
deep down.
Jr., Jalen Green, Jaden Hardy or Jalen Hardy, Dwight Powell.
Dwight Powell's your 5, dude.
Oh man. Oh, Maxi Kleba, bro.
Game changer right there.
Bro,
Game
who's
changer,
averaging
bro.
20?
That's like another
Dude,
quarter win.
Tim Hardaway is going to average like 26 on that team, taking 40 shots a game.
He already does take 40 shots a game. It's ridiculous. All right, Chase. Okay.
Okay.
We're not
Four's
talking about the
mine.
freaking Mavericks. We're
Four's
done
mine.
talking about the
Then
Mavericks.
stop talking about.
You are.
Coming at me, bro.
We do
Okay,
not
okay.
offense. We have the best
Hush,
offensive
hush,
player
hush,
in the
hush,
league.
Hush. So, my top 10, obviously, like everyone else, I've got Wemby going number 1 overall. Most hyped up prospect since LeBron. Hopefully, he'll have a suit as cool as LeBron on draft night. Did you guys win? I'm assuming.
Yes, the Heat won.
Okay, Miami takes
Suck it,
game 1.
Celtics.
Hornets, I've got Scoot Henderson. I think a lot of people are like, yeah, no, they're not going to take him because LaMelo plays that guard role. LaMelo's 6'7". You need someone who can actually play point guard. Play the true point. Play the true point. Play the true point.
Well, Melo is a true point, bro.
Okay, but he's 6'7".
Bro,
Let him
Bro
run
is a
shooting
true
guard.
point. No,
Whatever.
no, okay, I don't agree with that, but I
Whatever.
think, okay.
Bryson, come back. Oh, Bryson's at intermission. Okay, whatever. Then I've got Brandon Miller. Guy's lights out shooting at Alabama this year. But the 2 and the 3 could be switched easily. Hornets don't have a good track record of drafting great, so Brandon Miller could end up a Charlotte Hornet. Rockets, unlike you guys, I have Asur going first. He's had better stats with Overtime Elite this year in almost every category over his brother. I think you see that. They're similar in potential. Why not take the guy who's proven himself so far? I mean, they're both proven. I don't want to get that wrong because I have the Pistons taking Amen in the next pick. But I just think Asur is a better prospect. Magic, Cam Whitmore. Who else had Whitmore going to? Okay, no one else. Whitmore to the Magic. I think that team's actually heading pretty good. I think they could be a better version of how the Thunder were this year.
I like that.
Young roster, and I think Whitmore could really add a spark to that team. Pacers, Jarris Walker. Haven't seen much on him, but people seem high on him. Taylor Hendricks, pretty good. And then Anthony Black, like VB pointed out, was supposed to be the number 1 until Brandon Miller had a career season. He'll fit in nicely. I mean, what year was Anthony Black? He declared, obviously. Is he sophomore?
He was a freshman, true freshman.
Freshman. So, I mean, that's going to hurt Arkansas a little bit next year, but that team's already stacked, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then Mavericks, Keontae George. Got to watch this guy twice in person. Lights out shooter.
Does he play
I know
defense?
Bryson, I know you don't think that your team
Does he
needs...
play defense? Does he play defense?
Grady Dick
You
plays
don't,
defense,
Bryson.
bro.
You need anything you can get, bro.
I need defense, bro. We have
Bro,
the worst statistical
no.
defensive
This
team.
is a
No,
guard-heavy draft.
you need another
anything.
man.
Bro,
You need
Anything. We do not need
you need
offense.
Kyrie
We've
to
got
leave.
Luka
You need
and
Kyrie to
Kyrie.
leave. You need Kyrie to leave.
No, Kyrie
That's
was
what you
fine.
need.
There was
You need
no
Kyrie to leave.
there was
you need that
no
cap space, and
complaints.
you need to go find someone who is willing to pass Luka the ball whenever
Okay,
he wants
look
it
at me, look at me.
and
Listen,
create
listen.
Luka
Let
and give
me
Luka
speak.
shots.
Let me speak.
Floor is
So
yours.
obviously, before Kyrie had all these shenanigans with Boston, with I don't even know who the crap else he went to, the Nets. He played with LeBron. There was no problems with LeBron. As soon as he signed that contract with Boston, became problems. He didn't have a leader. He cannot be the guy in a franchise because when he is the guy in the franchise, look what happens. Something bad happens. He's a cancer in the locker room. You look back at the Cavaliers team that he helped win a championship with LeBron. There was no complaints, no problems. He was not a cancer until he went to Boston and he was his own. He was the number one on his team. He was the guy that everybody was looking up to, being a leader. Kyrie has had no problems in Dallas. No problems yet in Dallas. VB,
Except
shut
taking
up.
that team,
Shut up,
from
VB.
taking that team to 7-11. Another thing
I don't care.
you're
I don't
not
care.
pointing out. You're not going to assert yourself as the main guy in a place where LeBron James is.
He got drafted
Okay?
there.
You cannot,
obviously,
you cannot
it was
compare-
LeBron's team.
You cannot compare the presence of Luka Doncic
It was LeBron's team
to
even when LeBron
James.
left to Miami. It was LeBron's
That's
team
great. That's great.
even when
you have
LeBron
a
left.
guy. You have a guy
VB,
in
get
Kyrie
up.
Irving.
This is
who-
not that boring to you. Get up.
Bro, it's
You
not-
had the worst record in the league for a reason.
Terrible, bro.
Yeah, Wembanyama. That's our reason.
Bro.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me speak.
Let Chase speak. I want to hear what he has to say because we need defense. We have Luka and Kyrie.
You have Luka because Kyrie's not there next season. I hate to burst your bubble, but he's
Where's
not
he going
to
then?
be a Dallas Maverick.
No one's gonna take him.
The Lakers.
I was about to say there's some poverty franchise that would take him. Okay, here's the thing you're not factoring in though. LeBron is a more decorated player than Luka,
Be
and
careful here.
and Kyrie Irving is also a more decorated player than Luka Doncic. I'm
Be
not saying he's
careful right
better.
here.
I am saying he is better. So you get a
You're not saying he's better, but you're
no.
saying
I'm
he's
sorry,
better.
mix up my words. I'm not saying he's better.
More decorative. What does that even mean in NBA sense?
He's had a more successful career. And
Okay,
that's okay. Yeah, he's been in there longer.
LeBron's
Hold on.
been
I'm
playing
not
since the
talking about- hold on.
dinosaurs roamed the earth, and Kyrie's been playing since before 2015.
Okay. That's great. Let me.
Okay, I
let me speak-
understand. I'm a Mavericks fan. I watched
No.
almost every
Here.
game this year. We need
How
defense.
long
I
is-
understand.
how many-
I just
How
asked
long
a
has Luka
simple
been in
question.
the league? How long has Luka been in the league?
4 years, going on 5.
Okay. How long has Kyrie Irving been in the league?
I think he got drafted in 2013.
Kyrie Irving is already kind of a nutcase. You think that Kyrie is going to sit back and be like, okay, yeah, this is Luka's team. No. That's why that'll never work, because you have two guys who think that it is their team. That's why Cleveland worked out so great. That was LeBron's team, and Kyrie was a sidekick. Okay? You cannot have two Batmans, bro.
All right, I'm just saying I watched almost every single game down the stretch after Christmas of this Mavericks team, and the one thing we lacked was zero defense whatsoever. We scored 127 points against the Lakers, and we lost before the trade deadline. So all I asked was, can Keontae George play defense?
Okay, well, the two times he played was against...
You mean Grady Dick?
BB, I'm talking to Chase. I don't even want to hear what you have to say. You think
Okay,
tanking,
no. Hey.
You think losing
Bryson,
games is good? Now, I give Victor Wembanyama's
Bryson,
good, but
Bryson.
yeah,
You will
I'm
be
listening.
fine.
I'm all
You will
ears.
be fine with either guy, okay?
I'll be
Not
fine with
because-
Taylor Hendricks
not
who can
because
play
they
defense.
can play
They're not getting-
defense. Yeah, he's going before that. But because
BB,
they
you don't
can
even have
handle
him
a
in your
crowd.
top 10.
Oh, I don't. Oh, well, I meant to have him go to the Pacers. and slot him in. That was dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Where?
Wait.
Where? No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
BB's over here.
Um,
He won't even fault you. Whatever. Okay. Okay. So we have a new
No,
segment.
let me finish.
Actually, you're not.
Let me
You're not.
finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. The two things that I've noticed about Keontae George and Grady Dick, they can handle crowds. They can handle pressure. I mean, well, Grady, we'll see. But they can handle road crowd noise. That's going to help you in a playoff game if you guys
I
are able to go back in the next 3 years.
honestly, that is a good.
Trust me, that's not gonna matter.
The happening.
I can't wait till y'all go.
I can't wait till we win a championship before you guys.
Okay. We're gonna start a new segment. Okay, you know what? Just know, VB. Just know, Chase. We made the conference finals last year with Jalen Brunson. Just saying.
Yeah, and guess who went back? Guess who went back? Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson.
No, he didn't. Yeah, back to the playoffs, not back to the conference
Yeah, I was
championship.
about to say he went back to the playoffs. Where were y'all?
Sitting at home.
You sat at home to get the
actually-
10th.
I'm actually
You sat at home to get the 10th pick.
Bro, I'm actually going to Cabo early in June. I'll tell you if I see Kyrie there, bro. I'll tell you if I see Kyrie. Or Luka
Nah,
there,
bro. Kyrie ain't
Yeah,
gonna
the
be there.
whole Josh. What about Josh Primo, bro? What about Josh Primo last year? Yeah, you want to talk about Josh Primo?
Bro, dude, no, that doesn't even. Dude,
Jeremy Sochan, Jeremy Scochan, or whatever his name is.
Jeremy Sochan's a dog, bro.
Bro,
Yeah.
y'all have been golfing. Actually, y'all been golfing since the same time we
We've been
have. That
golfing
doesn't
since
work.
the beginning of the season. What are you talking, dude? At least we had a goal in mind. We knew what we were doing.
Maybe y'all's
The
team,
Mavericks-
Wembyama is not
Your
going
goal
to
is
fix y'all's
playoffs. Our
problem.
The
goal is
Mavericks at the
par.
deadline were like, take a first round pick. Take a first round pick. Take it. Take it. Finney Smith, that way. Spencer Dinwiddie, that way.
You know, we were the
And then-
fourth
and then-
seed
and then-
with those people. We traded for Kyrie. Yeah. It's not
You
good.
traded your future and 2 role players.
I wouldn't say future. We have Luka Doncic. We're expecting to make the playoffs at least.
Okay, but Luka Doncic is the present.
Hey, I don't
Technically.
care. Luka Doncic will win a championship with Dallas. It's just might be where how long it took Dirk. It just might be take Dirk a long time to win.
He'll win one in Texas, though, that's for sure.
With the Spurs, baby.
That
No.
Thorne combo is going to be crazy.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay.
Let's jump into this new segment we have. We have cap of the week. So I told the boys to
We.
look on the internet, search on Twitter,
That's what Victor Wemby says.
what anything that you can find that's just you think is cap. So I'll start with this. This is from Chris Broussard on Twitter, FS1 reporter. If Wemby is AD, KD, or Hakeem, that's a disappointment. All three of those players are Hall of Famers. I think that is the biggest cap ever. If the Spurs get somebody like AD who can stay healthy, AD is one of the most dominating big men in the game right now. And if he never got hurt, if he didn't, not necessarily injury problems, but he's made of glass in the postseason. He's made of glass at times. I really do think if he's either AD or KD, I really think that's a very good thing for San Antonio. I think VB and Chase, both especially Texas fans, would be happy with somebody like KD on your team. My NBA comparison of Wemby is KD and Giannis. Wemby lacks the defensive production that Giannis brings, but I think when you have offense like KD and Giannis combined, I don't think it matters if you play defense or not. It kind of reminds me of the Harden-Houston era, which we will get into in a second when we talk about the playoffs and the 76ers. Chase, you want to take it away with your cap of the week?
Yeah, so mine doesn't come from the internet, but more in a real life thing I heard was prior to Game 1 of the Western
Prior to
Conference
tip-off.
Finals.
Prior to tip-off.
Yeah, prior to tip-off, Bryson Amrine, who I don't know if we were going over who we have in each series, but Bryson, a person who is supporting the Lakers in this series,
No, I'm not.
said that you have the Lakers in
No, I have the
finals.
Nuggets. I have the Nuggets.
Okay, well maybe it's the other way around. Well,
I have
anyway,
the Nuggets and Celtics. I think you support the Lakers, even though, because you said you'll change it. Anyway, continue.
yeah, that's right. You said the first 5 minutes of that game was going to determine the series. Now,
They were up by
it
15
did.
and 5-minute mark.
That's great, but they came back and made it close. I don't see. Okay, what would you say the equivalent of being up by 15 in 5 minutes is, record-wise, in a series?
for the
Like a
NFL in the NFL?
4-1 or like a
In the NFL?
No.
What would you say the
In the
equivalent of
NBA.
being
Doesn't mean anything.
up by 15? What do you mean?
Being up by 15 in a single NBA game doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't
Yeah,
mean
that's-
anything.
that's-
It's like up by
that's
a
my
field goal in
point,
the
but-
NFL. That's what I'm saying.
No. Where did you get the NFL from?
Being up by 15 is like being up by a field goal in
No,
the NFL
no.
in the NBA.
Series-wise. What
Series-wise,
what series record would you compare a 15-point lead after 5 minutes to?
I just said before even tip-off. The
I
Nuggets
know
came
that.
out and dominated. That whole arena was shaking. This is the Nuggets here.
Okay, so
VB,
would
you
you
have the
compare it
Nuggets
to
in
a
the
4-0
finals. You don't
series?
even.
Would you compare it to a 4-0 series?
It's not gonna be 4-0, but I'm saying that the Nuggets are gonna
Okay,
dominate.
so then it's cap. Then it's cap.
The Nuggets are gonna dominate.
It's a 7-game series. There's no way it's not. LeBron
It's
will
a
not let
5-game
it not
series. The
be.
Nuggets are winning in 5. Let's
No.
calm
Nope, nope,
down.
nope,
Let's
nope,
calm
nope.
down.
No, this is the
Let's
same
calm
stuff we
down.
heard with Phoenix in 2021. No. Phoenix in 4, Suns in 4, Suns in 4. You know who didn't have Suns
That was
in
funny.
4? You know who didn't have Suns in 4?
You.
Me. I didn't have Suns in 4. I actually had Bucks in 6, which I was right.
VB, you can take it with your cap of the way or cap of the week.
I'm trying
If
to
you can
the
find your
snippet.
tweet.
Yeah, I got it. There was a Skip Bayless tweet that actually really pissed me off.
Shocker.
He's a self-proclaimed Spurs fan, but he's not a Spurs fan. He's a LeBron hater, and he became a Spurs fan when we had all those battles in the playoffs with him.
Where does that man support? The Dallas Cowboys.
He hates sports.
He's a Cowboys, a Spurs, and I don't think he watches baseball. He probably. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, here it is. Basically, what he said, in summary, was, I really hope Pop doesn't isolate Wemby like he did Kawhi Leonard. If that happens again, then I can see Wemby leaving early on in his career. Like Pop isolated Kawhi from the team. It was just some absolute BS. Like Kawhi's stupid uncle didn't absolutely... And Kawhi doesn't talk in the first place, so how would Pop isolate? And he basically went into depth on the next tweet, talking about how Pop is the strictest in the NBA, and young, passionate players or young, flamboyant players aren't going to want to play for a coach that puts them down. Which isn't true at all, because if Pop didn't want to deal with young kids, he would have quit as soon as DeMar DeRozan left. Why did you think he want to oversaw a rebuild? Because he likes being around young kids.
Pause. Clip that.
Because Pop likes being
Clip
around
that.
young kids.
Oh my gosh. That is so deep. That's so deep.
I think that Skip says some stuff that just doesn't make sense at all.
He just wants clicks, dude. It's just.
I think I think your dad actually said this last night. This helps the Spurs out because I feel like Pop was going to retire after next year, and now them getting the number 1 pick helps him stay maybe 2-3 more years to see out and help out and mentor and coach Victor Wembanyama. And then I think he'll definitely have a say in who the next coach is, or give a suggestion as to who the Spurs hire
Bill Self.
next. Could be
Bill Self,
like that.
you are the San Antonio Spurs head coach.
But now the destination is San Antonio after this massive win that they got last night. The destination for free agency be looking a lot at San Antonio. I know it's kind of a minor market, like in between middle market.
It's a small market. It's a small market.
It is. I mean, it's small. Really?
Compared to other
It's like a
NBA
top
markets.
10.
Compared to I mean, Houston's
It's
probably
not
bigger
as
than
bad
theirs.
as OKC, but
Okay.
Dallas is a
OKC's
bigger
market.
Houston's a bigger market. New Orleans is a bigger market.
Yeah, but
No, cap.
Yeah.
Orlando's a bigger market. Miami's a bigger market.
any of
anywhere
those
in
4
Florida,
teams.
anywhere in
Yeah.
California,
up
anywhere.
east.
New York,
Philly,
yeah.
Boston.
Yeah. Okay, well, you're just naming all the teams that are freaking. Anyway, we'll jump in. We'll jump into this. Okay, well now you're starting to name Los Angeles teams. So any
those
Los
are
Angeles
bigger
team is
markets?
obviously going to be bigger market.
Okay, let's get on.
Okay.
Let's get on.
No, please go.
NBA playoffs. Doc Rivers. We'll talk about the Celtics first. The 76ers because holy crap, they cannot win a Game 7. Doc Rivers fired finally after what feels like his 100th Game 7 blown lead or blown series. 76ers lose 112-88 Sunday in Game 7 versus the Celtics. The Stars did not shine in Game 7 versus the Seas. Embiid was 5 of 18, 0 for 4 from 3, He had 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and 15 points. He did not try one bit. Him and Harden did not try. The effort was not there. Embiid had his hands on his knees after halftime before the ball was even tipped. He did not care one bit. After the game, he was smiling, giving hugs to Tatum. It looked like Embiid just flat out didn't care about Philly. And the process is over. I think after this year, Harden might be gone. He either might walk or they're going to do a sign and trade. And Harden's stats weren't any better than Embiid's. 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 9 points. Tobias Harris led all 76ers in scoring with 19 points. In Game 7, when the pressure is the brightest, the players need to step up and play, and Tobias Harris is leading your team in scoring with 19 points, and you have Joel Embiid and James Harden, 2 MVP caliber players on your team, obviously you're going to lose. Now, Jason Tatum had 50 points. 51, 52 points, whatever it was. The Celtics can't control. The 76ers can't control that, but they can control their effort, and they had zero effort. Embiid didn't care. PJ Tucker had 11 points in the first quarter, which was a season high. It might have been honestly a career high in the first quarter. PJ Tucker is known for his defensive play, but he had 11 points. He was that offense for the first couple minutes in the second quarter as well, because he helped facilitate. But really, the lackluster. What do the 76ers do after this in this offseason? Do they trade Embiid? And then we'll talk about potential landing spots for James Harden.
Embiid's out of there.
I can't read it.
Oh, this is another good cap of the week right here.
What does that say?
Here are the 15 greatest coaches in NBA history. You got names like Red Auerbach, Larry Brown, Steve Kerr, obviously, Greg Popovich, obviously, Eric Spoelstra, good name, Pat Riley, Doc Rivers.
Ooh.
Top 15 coach in NBA history. 1 championship, most 4 blown 3-1 leads, most Game 7 losses. He has 10 Game 7 losses in his playoff career, most ever, and has blown 10 3-2 series leads, 3-2 or greater series leads.
And got stepped over by Allen Iverson.
And he got...
No, that wasn't him.
No, that was Tyronn Lue, bro.
Yeah. Sorry.
Whiff.
Sorry. I was thinking Eastern Conference coaches. I apologize.
Tyronn Lue's a Western Conference guy.
It doesn't matter. He's thinking of the Caps.
Tyronn Lue coaches the Clippers.
I was thinking... Shut up.
You were thinking when he coached the Cavs. Just
Yes. Thank you.
all right, VB. Continue with what you were saying.
Yeah. So, obviously, I'm gonna shed some light on a situation right here. Embiid's been protected from the media and protected from scrutiny a lot throughout his Sixers career. Obviously, the blame's been put on people from Harden to obviously now Doc Rivers. But the blame needs to go on Embiid, plain and simple. His worst performance of the entire year this year was in that Game 7. I believe he shot 5 for 18 from the field and had 13 points in a Game 7.
15 points, but yes, I get your point.
15 points, shot 5 for 18 from the field. You're not the MVP if you can't perform in the playoffs. You aren't. He's absolutely been blown away in big moments. That I looked at some stats from Embiid. That Game 7, the last Game 7 he was in, where he played the Raptors in that Kawhi shot game. Kawhi and him both played what?
The gravity. Continue. I was just saying, dude, that game.
The Kawhi and him both played 35 minutes that game. Kawhi obviously had an amazing performance. I think he had 40-plus points that game. Embiid, 20. Just half his points. The exact same amount of shots, everything. He's not a big-time performer. He absolutely falls away when the lights are on the brightest. And to have have the audacity to go in the presser after and tell him that him and Harden need help.
Need help, bro.
When they absolutely stunk the court up for 48
Yes.
an absolute stinker.
Dude, they went out and they made trades at the trade deadline. He told the front office of the 76ers they need PJ Tucker, so they went out and got PJ Tucker. He told them they needed I think it was one of the key bench players in the playoffs that they got at trade deadline, and they went out and got him. Embiid doesn't need help. It's Embiid, and he's throwing his teammates under like Kyler Murray does. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, he throws them under the bus faster than I've seen any leader of a team do, and it pisses me off watching the media. Like, he either he needs media training or he's just a bad teammate. Like, you
Yeah,
talk about cancer in the locker room.
I'm so tired of him. I love Embiid. It's like I think he's hilarious, but he's amazing on Twitter and everything. But just for him to go to a presser and then just cry and not take responsibility for his absolute piss poor performance is absurd.
That's a locker room cancer because now you got your teammates that are looking and seeing that, and it's like,
he threw Ben Simmons under the bus a couple years ago. Did Ben deserve it? Yes, obviously Ben did.
Ben should have shot the ball against the Hawks.
Yeah, I understand that, but then he goes into a presser, throws him under the bus, and then throws the rest of the team under the bus after when the game 7 is his fault.
Yeah.
I agree. That was going to be my problem. Was that Embiid is the problem, but I mean, there's not really much else I can add that you guys already said. I did want to prompt a question though. Is the MVP award a curse? Because we were talking about how he can't perform in the playoffs. You know who else hasn't performed well in the playoffs? I mean, he's performed, but his team has not shown those results. Is Jokic?
Yeah, I think did Giannis win the finals when he won the MVP, or was that who was that
That was
that won?
Jokic.
That was Jokic.
The Bucks won 2 years ago and they fired Mike Budenholzer. Really?
No, Budenholzer's a terrible coach. He doesn't make adjustments. He's like Doc Rivers.
Yeah. Okay, I see that.
He was going to get fired if he didn't win the NBA championship, and then he won the NBA championship. So he's not gonna get it.
Okay. Well, I was just okay. Yeah, no. It might be like, but I think the Nuggets have gotten unlucky. They ran into the wrong teams the years that they didn't go in I think the bubble. You obviously give the Lakers time off. Obviously, the old men.
I think the word curse is a bit much. I don't know.
No, yeah. I just think necessarily. Obviously, the playoffs are different than the regular season, so you can't really base an MVP now. Obviously, if the MVP, the MVP doesn't perform, yes, you could say, well, they just underperformed. But I think the playoffs are just a different atmosphere, different feel, because you've seen it with the Heat. The Heat have come in and they have disrupted everything as an 8 seed, a play-in team. They had to play in to get into the playoffs, and now they're in the conference finals, and they're 3 wins away from the NBA finals. I think the more that the MVP gets talked about, I think it should just. I mean, obviously, they've been talking about a limit to being like the max number of games you have to play to get nominated for that. But I just think honestly the MVP is stupid. I think the Finals MVP and the playoff MVP should be more important because it's who can perform when the lights are the brightest. Because Chase is right. The past MVPs have not performed in the playoffs that well. Okay.
Jokic was stellar. He led the points from both teams
his teammates did not help him. Yes, and Jokic has proven that he should have been the MVP. DeJounte Murray feels the same way. He tweeted on Twitter last night after Jokic's huge performance. But I don't know. I think the MVP is kind of not a dumb award. Obviously, it's an award that gets you the best player in basketball. But I think people are looking at it too much into depth because we've seen it, and I think the Finals MVP and the playoff MVP should be more important because it's when the games matter the most. And I've always thought that in sports. It's kind of like the NFL. The best quarterback wins. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, sorry. I think the MVP is who had the best statistics during the regular season. I don't think it specifically relates to who is the best player in basketball because obviously that's why it changes so much from season to season. I think it's just a stat award, basically, which is why Russell Westbrook won it when he had that triple-double season.
It's a media award, too.
Yeah, it's also a media award. If Jokic didn't win the past 2 years, he would have won it again. I mean, basically. It's a regular season stat award.
So to talk about this, let's talk about potential landing spots for Harden. Obviously, he's shown how he feels about the 76ers. Probably does not want to come back. Um, Rumors that he's probably wanting to go sign with the Rockets. Um, I've heard the Magic. Not that their name is being thrown around a ton, but the Magic with the how much their money situation is, they could use somebody like Harden for Paulo, depending on who they go in the draft. Depending where they go in the draft. Obviously, Harden is an unrestricted free agent, so he can pick and choose where he goes. The Spurs potentially could be a landing spot. I don't think y'all want Harden,
No, bruh.
but I mean, if Harden signs with y'all wouldn't be mad. Let's be honest. Y'all would be happy if James Harden signed with y'all.
What?
So I want to get y'all's opinion. Where do you think Harden will end up after this season? Could it be somewhere like San Antonio? Could it be somewhere like Houston? Could he be with the 76ers if they sign or hire a head coach that has proven himself in the NBA? Where do you think James Harden will end up after the season?
Definitely not San Antonio. And I'll reference Shaq, or not Shaq, sorry, Charles Barkley, to why he's not. I think Miami. You got to think about nightlife. What is James Harden's favorite thing?
Ooh, I like Miami. I like Miami. Strip club.
Going to
I'm gonna leave
clubs.
it. I'm gonna leave it unnamed, but he has been known to go into certain places. I think Miami has
Party.
a great nightlife, and I think
And party.
that's great for him. He likes to party more than
They
he
could
likes.
use a guard. They could use a point.
I'm just saying.
See,
I
now
think-
that I said that, now you're thinking, okay, well we could use Harden. He likes to stay to Texas. He wants to come back to Houston.
No, we don't need Harden on the Spurs, bro. No.
Oh, he's talking about the Mavs.
He did. Oh, the Mavs.
No, I'm saying y'all.
Oh,
I'm saying the Spurs.
No.
No, bro, he is not
no,
going
no,
to San
no,
Antonio.
No one wants Harden, bro. We
No.
don't want Harden. He doesn't want those big old San Antonio women. He doesn't want those big old San Antonio
Charles
I
Barkley
think-
said, and I quote, "That is a gold mine for Weight Watchers."
Yeah. Classic Charles. But in all seriousness, I think it's just a case of there's not a huge market for him, and the fact that I don't think a lot of teams want to pay the contract he's going to get, and I feel like he will be a 76er next year. I feel like it's kind of a Lamar Jackson situation. I think there's just not going to be a home for him to go. I saw Phoenix potentially, but I don't think.
Yeah, I did see that.
Sleeper
don't-
team. Thunder.
They don't have the money. Now that they would probably trade DeAndre Ayton, that's been rumored. But even if they trade DeAndre Ayton, there's no way.
Because, well, here's my thing with the Thunder. You have young guards coming up. You want a mentor of a guy who knows how to play that position,
He's
whether
not a
you like him
mentor.
or not.
Yeah,
he's not
a mentor.
Just saying, could be a sleeper team.
Yeah, I don't know how many strip clubs there are in Oklahoma City though.
You'd be surprised.
Oh man.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong, bro? I've been to Oklahoma City. I don't think.
I see a lot, I see a few on my drive to the airport.
Bro, no. Heck no. Probably nasty. They probably nasty in there, bro.
All right.
I think he goes back to the 76ers.
Okay. We're gonna move to the Western Conference Finals. Jokic and the Nuggets outlast the Lakers 132 to 126 in an intense game one. Near the end, it was intense. I'll be the first to say, obviously, Chase's cap of the week. In the first 5 minutes, the series will be determined. But that has proven to be the case. I think the Nuggets came out and dominated in the first three quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, they kind of let the Lakers back in. Jokic, holy crap, he should have been the MVP. He is unreal. He had 34 points. He was 12 of 17. He had a triple-double. He had 21 rebounds and 14 assists. Talk about making your team better. He elevated the play of Jamal Murray, elevated the play of Kadavius Caldwell-Pope, elevated the play of all the starters. And then they only had three bench players. Obviously, Bruce Brown was phenomenal, 16 points. I want to ask VB and Chase, are the Lakers in trouble? Because they kind of look sluggish. Austin Reeves really helped them, 23 points. But are the Lakers in trouble? The way they came out sluggish in the first three quarters, it kind of got help with Austin Reeves just hitting some threes, make the game close at the end of the third, and then at the beginning of the fourth, they kind of crawled their way back in it. But Denver came out and dominated those first three quarters. They were faster, more physical. They wanted more rebounds. Jokic just had their way with the defense of the Lakers. So are the Lakers dead? Obviously, this is just one game, but if they come out sluggish again, should we be more concerned than we are right now with how the Lakers are playing?
Well, if they lose game 2, the series is over.
VB? What did you
Yeah.
say?
I said if they lose game 2, the series is over. But if they win game
Okay.
2, then they're fine. I think they will.
I thought you were going to be smart for a second like you were last episode.
No, I thought you were going to be smart. No,
If they lose one more game, well, obviously. Shut up, BB.
All right, Chase, you got it.
Bro, if they lose one game, are they in trouble? I mean, it's basketball, bro. It's like,
I think Denver's just a more headstrong team. I mean, obviously, it's a game of, it's a mental game as well.
Game.
I think that
Game
team's
of
more
games.
determined than the Lakers. When was the last time Denver won a championship?
never.
Never.
Yeah, okay.
Never.
So that team still
Well,
has
they have
some
a
pieces to that Mickey Mouse ring. A couple years ago. Why are you doing
I'm sorry.
that?
After you're done, I want to bring up something. After you're done, I want to talk about something. So continue,
Okay.
Chase.
So I just think the Nuggets are a more headstrong team, and so that's what will get them the conference win and eventually lead them to the finals. Is that the mental domination of the Los Angeles Lakers basketball club?
Okay, I want to talk about this because you said Mickey Mouse ring. The Lakers obviously won as a Mickey Mouse thing. If the Heat won, would it have been a Mickey Mouse ring, or would we be sitting
Yes.
here being like, Jimmy Butler carried this team? Because the whole narrative after the finals was over is how good Jimmy Butler was, and he was amazing. Would it have been obviously the jokes around the Mickey Mouse ring because it was in Disney World, but would it have been considered a Mickey Mouse ring if the Heat had won because of how, like, Jimmy Butler carried that team? I don't think people understand. Jimmy Butler literally put that team on his back, like he's doing right now, except elevated even more. And people were watching. Everybody was watching the NBA Finals because they had nothing to do. It was quarantine. It was COVID. Would the league or would people around the media be considering the Heat's Mickey Mouse ring if the Heat had won? I'm sorry, if the championship would have been Mickey Mouse if the Heat had won besides the Lakers.
No, the narrative was created by LeBron haters, which had some substance to it because they had a pretty easy run seed-wise in that tournament, even though they ran into some pretty good teams because seeding didn't really matter because some teams were completely hot at the right time. It was just a weird time to be in the bubble, but it was just a narrative created by LeBron haters, so I don't think it'd be the same.
I think it would still, like, people would say it's a Mickey Mouse ring, but not at the level that they say the Lakers Mickey Mouse ring is.
Yeah. I think it would be more.
I agree that it was
like
started
jokes.
by. Yeah, I agree
LeBron
that it was
haters.
started by LeBron haters. Because I mean, you either like him or you hate him. You know, there's no in between.
Yeah, there's no
I don't
in-between.
think anyone's like, yeah, I don't really feel a particular way about LeBron. But yeah, I think it still would have been known as the Mickey ring, but not.
I think it would have been more of a
not
joke
at the magnitude that people
yeah.
still refer to it.
We could talk about the Eastern Conference. Obviously, the Heat won 123, 116. Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy. Holy crap, 23 points in the second half. Finished with 35. The Heat team are scary, and they have been scary every year that they've gotten in. And Eric Spoelstra has not won Coach of the Year one time because the Heat's record has never been as good as a Boston, as a Philly. So put that into perspective. Eric Spoelstra knows how to coach in the playoffs. People say he got carried by LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh for the championships, but who cares? He's still a really good coach, and he's proving himself. BB, do you have something to say? Why are you getting so close to the camera?
No, sorry, keep going.
But no, I think the Heat, Jimmy Butler, playoff Butler. I think the Heat have a very good chance. I still have the Celtics winning. I got the Celtics and Nuggets in my finals. But how are the Heat this good in the playoffs? Like, obviously Jimmy Butler's play has elevated the whole team, but for being below 500, close to halfway through the season, barely making the playoffs, having to win a play-in game, how does the Heat's mentality like differ from other teams like the Sixers and the Celtics?
Because Jimmy Butler in the playoffs is the opposite of Paul George in the playoffs.
Jimmy B is a bucket. Jimmy B's MJ. He's Michael Jordan, baby.
Michael Jordan's son is Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler is literally Michael Jordan in the playoffs. It's actually insane.
He is him.
Plus roster-wise, even though, I mean, the Heat were literally the 1 seed last year. I think they just kind of had a really weird regular season. And, I mean, their roster's really good. Bam Adebayo's top 5 big in the NBA. Jimmy Butler in the playoffs is one of the best players, if not the best player in the NBA. You got good guards like Kyle Lowry, and then you got amazing three-point shooting for people like Caleb Martin and Max Strus, who have just absolutely lit it up today. I believe I watched that game. I watched the whole third quarter of that game and the second quarter. I think like Caleb Martin and Max Strus hit every single three they took. They're just a team that was clicking at the right time, and sometimes that's all you need to make a run in the playoffs.
I don't know. I still think the Celtics win, but Jimmy Butler's so hard. He's my favorite player.
Clip it.
So
Clip
hard.
it. Clip it. Clip it. Xbox, clip that.
Jimmy Butler's so
That's
hard.
not.
Jimmy's
You're so weird. So that's pretty much it for the playoffs. We can go into the NFL schedule, or we can save that for either next week's episode or closer to football season. The NFL schedule just released. I posted our 3 teams. I guess that the Texans is. It doesn't matter. Our 3 team schedules on to the Instagram. Y'all go check that out if y'all are living under a rock. VB and Chase, obviously, yesterday was the best day of y'all's lives.
Since 2014.
20.
Since summer 2014.
And football's heating up, so we will get back into football. Obviously, basketball.
One more. We got women, yeah! Let's go! Let's go! We on top, baby. We on top. Fiesta City, baby. Give us 2 to 3 years. We're going to be back in the NBA Finals. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 more rings than the Mavericks have. What is that? Spurs in 4. Spurs in 1, 2, 3, 4. Add 2. That's how many rings we have. How
many wins y'all have this year, bro? That's how many wins y'all had this year.
Chase, how many more rings are we going to have than the Mavericks in 3 years?
A lot more.
A lot
more.
Hey!
No,
How's
don't say
Texas?
anything,
Hey,
don't say
how's
anything,
Texas
don't say
doing?
anything.
How's Texas doing?
We're ranked 5th in the AP poll, the preseason AP poll, higher than LSU. So
Go Pokes.
But when's
Go
the last
Pokes.
time? When's the last time y'all won a national championship?
Go Pokes.
fair, bro.
Go Pokes.
You weren't even. You were like 2 months
Go.
old,
Go
baby.
Pokes.
Irrelevant.
Go.
Irrelevant. Baby, I
Go
can't say anything about the
Pokes.
Cowboys or the Rangers
Those are
because I
relevant.
support those teams with you.
Irrelevant. Trying to bring in irrelevant conversations.
I can't say anything about the Cowboys and make fun of you for it because I'm a Cowboys fan. I can't say anything about the Rangers because
I'm a
I'm a
Cowboys fan
Rangers
too.
fan.
I'm a Cowboys fan too.
I guess the only thing no, I don't even have that over you. Like, that's the only team you don't support. You like the Leafs. You like the Leafs.
Grady Dick, Benyama.
You like the Leafs.
Grady Dick.
You like the Leafs.
Benyama.
I can't wait till y'all. I can't wait till y'all's pick is Scoot Henderson.
Victor Wemby.
I cannot wait till y'all pick Scoot Henderson. No way you're singing the national.
Victor from France, he's so tall and lanky. He can stroke it from deep. He can block people with his long ass arms. He's the best prospect since LeBron freaking James. Spurs in 4. Luka Doncic's mom is a whore.
All right, Mr. Jokester.
Curtains.
Just remember, we're drafting
10th.
10th. Or we might trade the pick.
They're gonna trade the pick for Harden, bro.
No, we do not need another
offensive
guard.
three.
Can you imagine Kyrie, Harden, and Luka, bro? Next dynasty, bro. The next dynasty.
We would not play
Oh my
defense, bro. We would not play
Can you
defense.
imagine? Could you imagine, dude? Every single game would be Mavericks lose 147 to 174.
Maybe I don't even want to hear it. Y'all didn't play y'all's starters and
No, we played our
lost.
starters the whole time. We played our
That's
starters.
what I mean. That's what I meant. That's what I
That's why
meant.
we
Y'all
tanked
played
right
y'all's
away.
starters. BB, your team is not going to be good.
I know that, Bryson. We got Wembenyama though, bro. What are you talking about?
He's got to stay healthy for me to think that he's going to be the best of all time.
Weekend.
No, there's no okay. He's got to stay healthy.
I will say this real quick. I do feel really bad for Chet because Chet was this extremely hyped up prospect, and then now there's literally just a better Chet in the NBA now. Just taller, better shooter,
Okay,
better
let's
rim, better
slow the
protector.
roll here. Chet hasn't played a minute in the NBA game. A
I know,
minute.
what-
That's true.
That's my point. Is what I'm saying is that like Chet's hype was this year, and then now
Okay,
you literally have a better
but
Chet in the NBA.
but the NBA
Don't say
has
better
spent-
Chet yet.
the NBA has posted
You're-
more
dude.
stuff about Wembenyama than like 2/3 of the NBA.
Because Chet was hurt.
Dude, you're saying so they're in their both of their first season. You think Chet's gonna be better than Wembenyama?
No, because I think the injury will hold him back. I'm not okay. Wembenyama is the best prospect since LeBron James. I'm just saying, you're comparing somebody who hasn't played a minute in the NBA yet
To
to
someone
a
who
guy
hasn't
that.
played a minute in the NBA.
Okay, but
I'm not comparing them. I'm just saying I feel bad for Chet because here's Chet 2.0. They're literally built the same, do the same thing, had all the same they had all the same hype. Just Vic has more of it. So
yeah, yes, but that comes with a generational talent. That comes when you're the next LeBron James. You're the next greatest player in basketball. Chet was not supposed to be the next greatest player in basketball. Chet was just supposed to be this.
he's
Come on
supposed to
now.
be a unicorn. Well, I'm not.
Come on now.
But what are you?
Don't-
trying
don't
to
even- don't
disprove?
say that.
What are you trying to disprove about my point?
I'm not disproving anything. I think Wembanyama is going to be a freaking amazing if he can stay healthy.
It's the same thing with Chet. They both have injury issues.
Hey, if Chet can stay healthy, the freaking Thunder are going to be really good because they were a play-in team without Chet. I'm just saying.
All right.
That'll wrap it up. Yeah, y'all done dogging on me for the Mavericks. I'm leaving the Mavericks. I'm going to the Heat.
Chase, you got
I'm just
anything
kidding.
else? I'll
I'm just
tag
kidding.
team them with you one more
I'm
time.
just kidding.
I kinda
I'm
want
just saying 2014 is a lot more recent than 2011.
Oh!
And 5 sounds a lot better than 1.
Where's Dirk? Where's Dirk?
In the Hall of Fame. In the Hall of Fame.
Not yet, he isn't.
So does
Not yet, he isn't. Or he
You know who
might
is?
not
You know who is?
Did you just say
Manu
no,
Ginobili,
he isn't?
Tim Duncan.
Did you say Dirk's not in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. I don't know if he is yet. I don't know the year rule after you graduate or whatever, or you retire.
Tim Duncan's in the Hall of Fame. Dirk's in the Hall of Fame. Hey, VB, who originally drafted Dirk?
Okay, hey, Dirk's getting inducted on the 12th of August.
You suck. You suck. He's not in the Hall of
VB,
Fame.
because I knew that. VB, hey, guess what? I knew that, VB.
You did. You said he was in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, because he is. He's getting inducted August 12th.
Dirk got drafted
Yeah.
by the Mavs, bro.
No.
Bro, Dirk got drafted by the Mavs. You're tweaking.
By the Milwaukee Bucks. It was a draft day trade, just like they did Luka.
Sorry, I don't know that, man. I was like not even a sperm at the time. Milwaukee Bucks cool, dude. You know who Timmy D was drafted? You know who Timmy D was drafted by the Spurs?
San Antonio.
You know who D-Rob was drafted by the Spurs? You know who Victor Wemby was drafted by the Spurs? We draft
y'all don't
our
draft
stars,
them.
Bryson.
You're allowed
We
so
don't need-
hard.
We don't need trades or free agency to bring in our stars.
Yes, you do, because he's not going to fix your franchise.
Who?
BB, you won 12 games for a reason.
22.
Okay, whatever. It's same difference. You won
No, that's 10
22
more
games for a
It's big
reason.
difference.
Bryson, were the Mavericks trying to win this year?
22 games.
Bryson, I'm gonna ask you a yes or no question. Were the Mavericks trying to win basketball games this year?
Yeah, it's where we traded for Kyrie.
Then where's with the playoffs? We weren't trying to win basketball games, and we got our goal. Look. I'd rather the Spurs.
No.
I'd rather
You
the
said this
Spurs-
last night.
No. I'm saying
No.
this right now. I'd rather the Spurs get Wembanyama. I'd rather the Spurs get Wembanyama, right? Than the Spurs
Don't
make
say
the
it.
conference finals this year. That's not wild to say?
No, it's not.
It's not. He's the best.
Maybe
prospect
you
ever.
would rather be one step closer to a championship because that means your team is good. That means your team is freaking amazing. if you are in the
someone
conference.
was in the conference finals last year, and we know how that worked out. So we don't need to go there. So conference finals obviously don't mean anything. The Hawks were in the conference finals, and now they're all going to China. Who else was in the conference finals that sucks now?
That was 2
Suns,
years ago,
Blackhawks,
VB.
Freaking anybody, dude. They suck now, bro. Whatever, dude.
VB, we swept y'all.
You're getting owned. We
swept y'all this season.
You can't beat me right now. I'm on top.
We have Luka Doncic, who's better than any player on your team, and still will be better than Wembanyama.
cool,
Yeah,
dude.
for the next year. For the next year
Nope.
or so.
Dude, bro.
Nope.
It's like AI. It's like having AI, bro. Y'all aren't winning.
Dude, you hate on Luka way too much. You hate on him
I
way too
love
much.
Luca, bro. I love Luca.
No, you don't.
I
You just
don't-
compared him to AI. It's like having AI on your team.
like
That's what you just
like
said.
two people that aren't gonna win a ring that deserve the ring.
Got you there.
Damn.
Got you there.
So it's like Brandon Miller shot him in the chest.
Oh my. All right. Let's wrap this up.
Let's
But he won't
stop
follow
that.
you in the draft. He won't follow you in the draft. No.
Alrighty. Thank you for
Obviously
listening to this-
not.
Thank you for listening to the Sports Wave podcast.
Thank you.
We got some good stuff coming up this next month or two. We're hopefully going to do our first live podcast during the NBA draft. Be as long as possible. Be the whole first round. We'll get the live reaction of when VB and Chase draft Scoot Henderson first overall. I'm just kidding. They're drafting Wemby. If they do, it won't. You will want to see that if they draft Scoot Henderson and not Victor Wembanyama. But we'll have more details because we haven't got it all in the works yet. But I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna try to do. Try to get a live podcast going. The first ever, probably not live streamed, but I mean like live in person with all three of us. But the next episode, we're gonna start covering some football. We'll talk about the NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and anything major that goes on in the sports world. But I think we're gonna break down the NFL schedules at some point, and then when it gets closer to football season, maybe late June, early July is when we'll talk about college football, NFL. We'll have a huge podcast with all that. I know VB's hype about college football. Texas apparently is back for the 100th time, but. We'll talk about that. College baseball playoffs starting right around the corner. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, VB and Chase. And I guess myself, LSU's in the tournament. So that is all coming up in the future episodes. So this has been fun. Is there anything y'all would like to say before we close this out?
Go Spurs, go.
Yeah.
Go Spurs,
Anything
go.
Go.
minus hating on the Mavericks. That's it?
Shout out Dan, favorite listener of the pod. Dan from Allen. I hope you weren't at the mall during the shooting. R.I.P. to people that died.
What?
Golly, VB.
What
You
kind
might
of
need to...
shout out is that?
Yeah, VB. Gosh.
Jeez.
We have been brought this to our attention. Chase and VB both talked to me about this. We're start talking about the Premier League. I'm just getting in, or whatever it was, the soccer. I just started watching today. I watched Man City win over, was it FC Barcelona? Was it that?
Yeah,
Is that who?
Madrid.
But I watched that. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'll be the first to say I have no idea. The only reason I like is it Chelsea.
Chelsea.
No, you're not gonna,
Chelsea.
No. Don't be a Chelsea fan. Don't be a Chelsea
No,
fan.
Man United.
No.
Okay, do they have
Man
any
United.
Americans on there? Because that's the only reason I like them.
Oh, you're a Man United fan. That's right.
Man United. Marcus
Okay,
Rashford's
but I
basically
don't want to
American.
I don't want to be a fan of the best team that looks like I'm a.
We're not the best
Don't be
team.
a Tottenham fan. Oh, okay. Here, either go with
Newcastle.
Don't go with Man City. Don't go with Newcastle. You want to go a Big Six club because if you're
Yeah.
just getting into it.
Okay,
You wanna
because
go to the Champions
I'll
League.
get
Chelsea,
into
go
it, but do they have
Chelsea,
any
go Chelsea.
Americans?
Don't go Chelsea. Chelsea is bottom half of the table.
Chelsea has Christian Pulisic.
I knew that. That's why I liked him in the first place.
Go Chelsea. Yes.
Chelsea was supposed to finish top of the Premier League this year, and they aren't even top 10. Don't go Chelsea.
So wait, are there any
They'll be
playoffs
back,
with
though.
this or no? Is it just the
The Champions
Okay, so
League
top
is
four
like-
go to the Champions League.
which is 4 teams or what?
it's-
Yeah, so top.
Hold
well,
on. Let me
champ-
look at the standings because I
It's 32
haven't picked a
teams in the
team yet.
Champions League.
I haven't picked a team. I just
Okay,
I just
check
was
it
like,
right
okay,
now.
I have to
gotta-
like-
Arsenal.
I gotta
if
go.
I like somebody, it's gonna
Okay,
be
like
because I
Chelsea.
like Chelsea because they have that United States guy.
'Cause they suck.
So it's Man
Chelsea.
City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Manchester United. What is LIV? Liverpool.
Liverpool,
Yes.
What is TO? What is BHA?
Brighton.
Brighton
Brighton.
and okay, whatever.
Albanian.
Are they any good? Any of these teams? What
No,
team?
be-
Okay, so what
be-
team do you like,
be a
BB?
Chelsea fan. I'm a
What team do you like?
Hotspur fan. Because Harry
Tottenham?
Kane.
Tottenham sucks. They don't even have a manager.
Yeah.
You like Man City, Chase? They're the best team in
I like
here,
Man
bro.
United. I like Man United.
Oh. Oh.
We've got our stuff together. Okay.
That team looks promising. Look at that, bro.
Okay.
Is that Man United, Man City? Who do they have? Do they have any
Have
Americans?
you heard of Messi? Have you heard of Messi? Have you heard of Ronaldo?
If they have Americans,
Yeah,
I found
well,
my team.
We have the next Ronaldo.
All right,
and
they
it's
do not have a
Marcus Rashford.
single American.
Garnacho.
Yeah, dude. Alejandro Garnacho. Oh my gosh. Favorite player on the team.
All right, I'll be a Chelsea fan.
Go to-
They've got Christian
West Ham.
Pulisic.
Go to
It's the
West
only.
Ham.
He's not on the team. But okay.
Go to West
So
Ham.
is Chelsea going to make the playoffs, or am I just going to be sitting here watching soccer for no
No.
reason?
No, it's not the. So the playoffs are.
There's no
Tottenham's not going to be in the
playoffs.
playoffs.
I'm not talking about Tottenham.
The playoffs.
I'm explaining that Tottenham will not be in the top 4 next year, meaning they won't be. in
So
the
it's
Champions
over.
League next
So like after the games are done, it's over.
No, well, they go into the off season throughout the summer, which is the summer transfer window. And then back in the fall, they start up not the Champions League, excuse me. They start up the
Premier League.
Yes, be a Chelsea fan. Be a Chelsea fan.
Christian
Yeah,
Pulisic
go
to the
Chelsea.
moon.
Chelsea spends a lot of money. It's neutral. It's a London club.
You want to give me a graduation gift? There you go. Give me a Chelsea Pulisic jersey. Anybody that's
He
listening.
might transfer in the summer window though. But
All right, well, I'm following him. I don't care. Whatever team that dude's on, I'm
So you're a
supporting.
Pulisic fan. Just
Yeah.
you're a Pulisic fan.
But I want a team, you know? I'll be a Chelsea fan. I was Chelsea when I played FIFA. I was Chelsea. That was the only team I knew
Okay.
because I listened to the radio one time.
all right,
Okay.
Let's wrap it up.
Alrighty.
We got our soccer talk in. We will start talking about that a little bit more. I will start watching. But I am a Chelsea fan. I don't know if that means anything. I will start learning. I don't know what the crap the transfer window is, but anyway, we'll wrap this up. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next Wednesday on the pod. See y'all on the next episode.
Bye, Bryson. Bye, Tyler.